Do you hear me? I am Michael, the one standing at the edge of your existence, watching silently as you walk a path you do not understand. You think you are safe. You think death is distant, something that visits others, never you. But I am here to tell you the warning came, and you ignored it. Every heartbeat you took, every choice you made, it all led to this moment. Tonight, the shadows whisper your name, and yet you do not see them, you do not hear them. I have tried to reach you, to warn you, but you chose to walk blindly. And now the time has come for truth. Will you listen before it is too late?
I am Michael, the one who watches from the unseen. I have walked beside you for longer than you can imagine. Not in the light you see, not in the noise of the world around you, but in the quiet moments, the fleeting seconds that you never noticed, every sigh you took, every glance you turned away, every instinct you ignored. I was there, and I watched. Do you remember the feeling? That sudden shiver when a room was too silent, that inexplicable unease as you passed someone on the street, that faint whisper in your mind warning you to wait or turn back or simply breathe carefully. You dismissed it. You smiled, thinking yourself brave, thinking it was all imagination. You did not know. You were listening to me. I tried to speak, and you ignored me. The world is full of shadows that move just beyond your sight, shadows that breathe with the rhythm of life and death. And yet, you walk as if nothing exists but the brightness of day, the laughter of friends, the comfort of routines. You do not see what I see. You do not hear what I hear, but I hear every heartbeat, and I know when they are borrowed and when they are real. I am not here to frighten you, not yet. I am here to remind you, to peel back the layers of illusion that you have wrapped around yourself. Life, fragile as it is, can end without warning. But there were warnings. There always are warnings. The moment the glass shattered in your kitchen, do you remember? It was not mere chance, that slip of your hand, that sudden tilt of the counter. It was fate knocking lightly, asking you to notice, and you did not. Every day you ignore the signs, the late-night calls you don't take, the footsteps behind you when you walk alone, the car that swerves too close on the road, every missed glance, every skipped instinct, every one is a thread that connects you to what you fear most. Death does not rush. Death waits. It does not stumble. It does not forgive. And yet, I have held you back, even when you didn't know I was there. I have seen the accidents you avoided, not because of skill or luck, but because I intervened in ways you could not perceive. A hand, unseen, that steadied you. A momentary hesitation that saved you. You think you survived by chance. You do not. You survived because the universe, through me, tried to speak, tried to warn, and you still walked blindly. Do you feel it now, the weight of your ignorance, the shadows gathering around the edges of your life? You do not yet see them clearly, but they are there. They whisper, they linger, they wait. Every shadow, every flicker of movement, every inexplicable feeling of dread, it is not your imagination. It is the voice of what comes for all of us, the final truth that cannot be avoided. I have watched you make choices that seem small, trivial, unimportant, yet every single one has consequences. A skipped phone call might seem meaningless, but it could have prevented tragedy. A single step taken in haste, a single glance turned away, any one of these could have been your last. And yet you walked on, oblivious, careless, human. You are not alone. I am here. I have always been here. But I cannot do what you must do for yourself. I cannot make you see the danger. I cannot force your eyes open. I can only whisper. I can only point. I can only stand at the threshold of your life and say, look, before it is too late. Tonight, the night is different. There is a stillness that carries more than silence. There is a shadow that moves with purpose. There is a warning that cannot be ignored, and yet it will be ignored unless you awaken. You may think your life is ordinary. You may think death is far away, a distant event, something that touches others but not you. But I tell you now, that thought is a lie. You have ignored me for years. You have ignored the signs, the whispers, the instincts. And yet, every second that passes is a chance. Every heartbeat is a gift. Do not waste it. Do not close your eyes. Listen to the tremor in your mind, the flicker in the corner of your vision, the coldness brushing against your soul. That is not fear. That is truth. That is me, trying to guide you, trying to save you. And so you must remember, every small moment carries weight. Every unnoticed warning is a thread in the web that binds life and death. Every choice you make now ripples through existence, touching the lives of those you love, the strangers you pass, the people who will never know you. Every ignored whisper grows louder until it cannot be ignored. I have watched countless souls ignore the signs. I have seen them stumble into darkness, bewildered, terrified, asking why when it is too late. Do not be one of them. Do not walk blindly into the shadows. Tonight, I am here to awaken you. Tonight, I am here to pull back the veil. Tonight, you will hear what you have long ignored, and perhaps, if you choose wisely, you will survive. But first, you must see, you must feel, you must acknowledge what you have avoided. You must open your eyes to the truth that has been present since your first breath. The shadow waits, patient, precise, unrelenting, and I am the warning you ignored. Hear me now. Do not look away. Do not dismiss this voice. Every sound, every flicker of light, every sudden chill, it carries meaning, it carries warning, it carries life, and it carries death. Your fate is in the balance, and the next moment, the next heartbeat could change everything or end everything. You are still here. That is why I speak. That is why I whisper. That is why I reach out from beyond the veil. Remember every feeling you have ignored, every instinct you have silenced. Remember that life is fragile and death is patient. Remember that warnings are given for a reason, and you have ignored them for too long. Tonight, I will guide you into the truth. Tonight, the shadows will speak. Tonight, you will see what you have never seen before, and you will understand why I am here, why I have watched, why I have tried. For this is the beginning, the moment when the hidden threads of fate unravel before your eyes. This is the moment when life and death stand together, and you must choose which path to follow. Open your mind, open your soul. Listen, truly listen, for I am Michael, and I am here not to condemn, but to warn. And if you heed me, you may live. If you do not, you may fall, and then it will be too late.
Do you remember the last time you felt your heart skip? That sudden, unexplained fear, the fleeting shadow in a familiar place. That was not imagination. That was a warning. I was there. I reached for you, guiding your steps, whispering in ways you could not hear, and yet, as always, you ignored it. Life is full of moments like this. A car screeching around the corner, a glass slipping from a hand you didn't see, a stranger's eyes lingering too long. These are not accidents. They are signs. They are messages from existence itself, reaching out through the veil of reality, trying to keep you from harm. And every time you survived by the smallest, most fragile chance, and every time you thought yourself lucky. But it was never luck. It was me. I was there, pulling, guiding, holding back what could have been your end. And yet your life continues as if nothing matters. You smile, you talk, you live, oblivious to the truth that surrounds you, the truth that your every breath is a borrowed gift, and your every step may be the last if the warnings go unnoticed. Can you feel it now? That subtle tension beneath your skin, that cold awareness that something watches, something waits, something follows. That is reality. That is the shadow you have refused to see. Listen carefully. There was a night not long ago, a night when you almost disappeared. You walked alone, unaware of the presence behind you, the danger inches away. A car moving too fast, its driver distracted, unaware, and yet somehow you turned your head, stumbled slightly, and avoided the collision. You do not remember it as a warning, do you? You think it was coincidence. You think it was chance. But I was there, my hand unseen, my presence guiding you away from death's grasp. And still, you did not hear me. Every decision you think is trivial carries weight. Every glance you do not take, every instinct you suppress, it is a thread in the web of fate. And the web tightens with each passing moment. You are connected to life and death in ways you cannot see. Every person you love, every stranger you ignore, every small action reverberates in ways that could save you or end you. And yet, human nature is fragile. You fear what you cannot see, yet ignore what is right in front of you. You worry about distant dangers, yet dismiss the ones that touch your life daily.
That hesitation you felt last week when you almost reached out to someone in need, that hesitation could have been your last moment. That whisper in your mind telling you to pause, to wait, to look, that was me. That was the warning. And you walked past it. The shadow does not forgive. It does not wait. It does not stumble. It moves silently, patiently, precisely. And yet, even now, you are alive. That is why I continue. That is why I speak. That is why I am here, drawing your attention to the fragile thread that binds you to this world. Can you feel it? Can you sense the weight of your own life in your hands? There is a presence around you now, though you do not see it. It is patient, waiting for the moment you let your guard down. Every moment you ignore the warnings, the shadow grows bolder. Every skipped instinct, every dismissive thought, every choice to ignore the trembling in your heart, it strengthens the hand that reaches for you. And I am the one who holds that hand back, the invisible force keeping you tethered to life when all else seeks to sever the thread. Think of the people you love. Do you believe they are safe because you survived? No. Every choice you ignore affects them. Every warning you dismiss could ripple outward, touching lives in ways you cannot foresee. The shadow that follows you does not care for their happiness, their smiles, their laughter. It does not distinguish between you and them. It only waits. And if you do not awaken, if you do not heed the voice that has always been there, the consequences will be far greater than you imagine. Do you understand now? The warmth of the sun, the comfort of your home, the laughter of friends, all are fragile. They are temporary. They exist only because fate and I have intervened time and again to allow you to experience them. And yet you walk as if it is all guaranteed, as if nothing could touch you. That is the danger. That is the peril. That is why I must continue, hour after hour, whisper after whisper, shadow after shadow, until you finally see. Tonight the warning is stronger. The shadows gather closer. The air carries tension, and every small sound, every rustle, every creak, every fleeting step is magnified. Listen, feel. Every instinct you have pushed aside, every fear you dismissed, it is real, it is urgent, and it is yours to confront. I have watched countless souls ignore what I offered. I have seen them stumble into darkness, bewildered, terrified, asking why when it was too late. Do not be one of them. Do not let the whispering shadows claim what is yours to hold. Open your eyes. Open your mind. Open your soul. Listen, truly listen, for I am Michael, and I am here not to condemn, not to punish, but to warn. And if you heed me, you may live. If you do not, you may fall, and then it will be too late.
Do you feel it now? The air around you, heavier, colder, charged with something you cannot yet name. That is not a trick of imagination. That is the presence of what follows every human life, silently, patiently, waiting for a moment of weakness, a second of distraction, a heartbeat of carelessness. I have walked with you through every ignored instinct, every shadow you refused to see. I have whispered in every pause of your life, and still the warnings were brushed aside. But tonight is different. Tonight the danger is closer. The veil between life and death thins, and the choices you have ignored come back to confront you. Do you remember the last time you felt truly alone? That night when fear gripped your chest, when your thoughts spun faster than your pulse. That was a warning. You felt it, even if you did not understand it. A presence behind you, unseen, waiting, testing, measuring. You survived that night not by chance, not by luck, but because I was there. I pulled you back from the edge you could not see. And yet, how often have you ignored me since then? The shadows that linger around you do not forgive, they do not forget, they do not hesitate. Every careless step, every fleeting thought of defiance against your own instincts strengthens their hold. And yet, here you are, still alive, still breathing, still capable of choosing. That is why I continue, and that is why I speak now, with urgency that cannot be ignored. Tonight you will see what you never noticed. That stranger you passed on the street yesterday, their eyes were not idle. There was a recognition, a tension, a ripple that brushed against fate. That small moment could have been deadly if you had not instinctively turned. But your life, your fragile thread, was preserved. And yet you walk on, unaware, blind, and unheeding. You think danger is distant. You think death is an abstract, something that touches others but not you. That is the human folly. That is the error that repeats across every life. Every breath is borrowed, every heartbeat a gift, and every moment ignored is a thread slipping through your fingers. Think of those you love, those whose laughter fills your home, those whose smiles brighten your days. Every choice you make, every warning you ignore, touches them too. The shadow does not care about innocence, nor kindness, nor love. It does not distinguish between those who deserve protection and those who do not. It only waits, patiently, until the moment of weakness, until the split second when life can be claimed without struggle. Do you see now the events that seemed inconsequential, the feelings you dismissed, the shivers in your spine that you called imagination? They were all signs. I have been there, watching, guiding, warning, but I cannot force your eyes open. That task belongs to you alone. The choice to see, to understand, to awaken is yours. And tonight the shadows grow bolder. They test boundaries. They linger longer. Every sound, every flicker, every sudden movement of light or shadow is magnified. You cannot ignore it. You must feel it. You must acknowledge it. You must recognize the fine line between life and death that has always been present in your life. A line so thin it is invisible to those who refuse to see. There was a moment not long ago, perhaps hours or days, when a simple decision could have ended your life. A step taken too quickly, a hand extended at the wrong time, a glance misread. You do not remember it as significant, but I do, and so I reached, and so I guided, and still your mind brushed it aside. But the thread of fate is delicate. It cannot hold forever. The warning grows now, stronger, clearer. You cannot deny it. The shadows, the whispers, the feelings you cannot name, they are all present, and I am present. I am here to remind you that life is fragile, that every moment matters, and that ignoring the signs has consequences far greater than you can imagine. You may ask why I persist, why I continue to whisper when so often you ignore the words. The answer is simple. Because you are alive, because you have the chance to act, because even now, with the shadow approaching, with danger pressing closer than it ever has, you can still choose to awaken. You can still choose to listen. You can still choose life. But do not be mistaken. The shadow is patient. It waits. It tests. And when the moment comes, if you are not ready, if you are not aware, it will strike without hesitation, and there will be no second chance. I am Michael. I am the warning. I am the presence behind your instincts, the force guiding you away from peril, the voice you have refused to hear. And now I am telling you with urgency, do not ignore me any longer. Open your eyes, open your soul, open your heart. Recognize the signs, feel the truth. For tonight, the line between life and death has never been thinner, and the choice is yours alone.